Morning. How's everybody doing? It is 7:30 a.m. It's the 17th of August. We are officially halfway through the month already. So let's see what we got today. Well, we got a week. We got a week coming here. So we got a bunch of stuff coming out this week. It's all about consumer spending and Fed. All right. So we got a couple things this week. We'll go through some of those right off the bat. So we got. Earnings coming this week. Home Depot on Tuesday. We got Lowe's. We got Target. We got Walmart and Ross stores. We got BJ's Wholesale. So we got a lot of retail. And then they're going to see some. We're going to get some consumer spending money numbers on Thursday. And then on what else do we have here? Second. All right. So we got Ross Stores and BJ, and then we'll see. We're going to get the Fed minutes on Wednesdays. On Wednesday, see if there's any move to make a move on rates. All right. So that's where we are, kind of coming in this weekend. And Wednesday we're going to get a crude inventory number. So keep your eyes out for that. It's starting right on into that. His crude is quiet again, very, very quiet. There's nothing going on, no peace, so no deals. Now, whose next move is the next move is whoever that's going to be the next move. All right. I still say crude prices are still going higher. We're looking at Chevron, Exxon, and ConocoPhillips. Those are the three that I'm kind of focusing on, and they're just a slightly lower here this morning, and I mean slightly. All right, so we closed up at $200 on Chevron on Friday. $200 on Chevron. That's right. All right, so Chevron got the 200 here. This little pop up here, I don't know what's going on there, but looking to get a little bit coming back down on the 2 hour, and we've been dropping on the 4 hour as well. So it's been coming into a little pressure here from the overnights. All right, so it's kind of taking a dip from where it was a little higher this morning. Not too much going on there though. All right, Exxon, same thing. You got the shooter coming back down on the 2 hour, and then you got it coming down on the 4 hour as well. All right, so you're 3-1 inside. So this was your day Friday. It was kind of gave up a lot at the end of the day there on Friday. It's better if you look at the 30-minute. See, there was a little bit of a move to the downside, but the buyers were trying to get back in there at the end of the day. All right, so Exxon, you see what I see right now, trading at 158.63. We closed at 160 and 10 cents. ConocoPhillips, COP. Where are we at right now? At 126.49. All right, so 126.49. Yesterday's highs were 127.46. So you're going to be inside day. We're going to be inside day on a lot of stuff here right off the bat too. All right, so energy quiet for the most part. I'm looking at the crude right now. Where we at here? We're up 27 cents. We're up 0.35%. All right, so very quiet. Hormuz is only partially open, and that's probably the way it's going to stay. And we'll see what happens there. Okay, so that's kind of what's spinning off this morning. All right, so again, I think the numbers that we're going to be watching, we're going to get housing numbers tomorrow. We're going to have housing starts tomorrow on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and then we'll see. We'll see from there. All right, let's take a look at the futures. See, they're taking a little dip right now on the overnight, kind of choppy as usual. So here you go, right here. Your 4 hours is telling you your whole weekend right here. All right, so it was the two down, tried to fight back, shoot her back down, and just chopping up as usual. All right. And just looking at the dailies right now on the SPY, we're not good. This is not good. All right, this has been a complete chop show, and I say more continuation to the same here right now. All right, we'll see what happens. Again, taking a little bit of a dip here now. Was up to 778 and a quarter, and it just dropped about $2.40 coming back down. So that's your SPY this morning. Just moving around here on the overnight. There's no liquidity out there, so don't worry about that. Triple Qs, same thing here with the chopping. Cannot get it going here by no stretch anyhow. Anyway, and we're still $20 off of all-time highs. And SPY keeps making them new highs, and the diamonds made new highs, and the Qs still suffer. All right, so on your weekly, we got up to 735.05. All right, we're $2 from lower there this morning, and you can see here on the 2-hour, it's just chopping up. Okay, and there's your 4-hour trying to fight back a little bit. That is your futures, and then you got the diamonds. If the market was to open right now on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, we would be down about 160 points. So we are going to be lower here this morning. We're coming in with the 312, 312 down. Are we breaking that? Oh yeah, that's going to be a 312 day down now. All right. So we talked about this on Friday, like, hey, yeah, maybe we got a 3. It's going to do something. No, didn't do nothing. All right, and it's going to trigger us a 312 back down. But I'd watch that one because we are going to break that lower. So there's an opportunity for us to see once we break that low from Friday, because if we get the lower low and we reverse and come back up, we could get another 3. And I see a 323. There could be another 3 coming here just as easy. They've been spinning around a lot, but they're not doing anything. All right, nothing is going into action, and nothing is going into force. So that's the way it's been going. All right, so that's our diamonds this morning. What else we got? Again, they gap these semis up again like they did last week, and they failed. And now they're gapping them up today. And one of the ones that's really popping here is ALAB, ALAB. All right, ALAB. I mean, come on. They're asking us to pay $336 for this stock on Friday. It was trading at $321 because they pushed it up because there's no volatility. Do not help these guys out. They need buyers so they can get out of their positions. We don't help them with that. All right. So wait for ALAB, see what happens there. I wouldn't go chasing any waterfalls here. SanDisk is back up to 1,700 now. So another one with the gapper up, it looks like. Right. So 1,695. It's actually already coming back in a little bit. It was up to 1,700. All right, as we see, we were up to 1748. We have pulled back down to 1695. So they're already starting to dump them because nobody's coming in to buy them. All right, so SanDisk coming back down a little bit this morning, and that's what it's been the gap up and not hold up. All right, so here we go again. It's the same rodeo, just a different day. All right, so Micron. We'll just kind of focus on the big ones here. Chop. Look at this Micron on the 4-hour here. I mean, it has made a move now. Okay, it did make a move over the overnight. Now you're coming back inside a little bit here. All right, so we'll see what happens. And here she is, right back down. Got up to 10.10.51. She's back down to 9.96. All right, so in the big scheme of things, we are still really stuck inside this daily pattern. And then the week, I mean, I love the 212 up on the week here, but is it going to go into force and start moving? I don't think so. Not yet. I don't know. All right. I don't want to guess as to when these things are going to go, but don't go chasing waterfalls because once you buy them, you will find out once you buy them. All right, so go ahead and buy them, and then you'll find out what's going on with them. All right, so Taiwan Semi is in there as well. TSM coming back down good on the 2 hour, coming down with the shooter coming right back down. All right, so got up to the highs of the overnight at 431.39. It's backed off to 429.27, moving back to the downside right now. Again, no buyers are showing up, so they start dumping them. All right, so we'll see what happens there. That's what we got to say about semis. Tesla is coming down this morning. Nvidia is a little lower. You know what? The Mag 7 has been stalled out since 4 days ago. We'll see if they can get it back on right now. But for right now, you see this NVIDIA made that nice move and got all the way up to whatever that was, about 228-ish. All right. And then they come back inside again here. So we'll see what happens with that one and the whole group. All right, so here's your Tesla coming back down right now. As you see, we're shooter down on the day, kind of stuck in the middle. That's no good. All right, so Mag 7, and then the Cloudflares. That's the ones that that's the deal breaker is these guys. How these guys go is going to determine how the rest of the tech is going to go. And I got Crew V coming back down again this morning now. So if these really start to get hit, and I talk about D-Dog, I talked about IREN, I talked about MDB, I talk about Amazon, I talk about Salesforce, I talk about Microsoft, now Semiconductor, DOCN, and IBM, all these stocks, they're all these Cloudflare stocks. Now, when they really start to break, which they've shown like they're trying to, but then all of a sudden they come back to life. When those guys really start to break, then the semis will run. I don't think the two of them can run together. Somebody's going to you got to rob Peter to pay Paul, and that's just the way it's going to be. All right, so Crew V coming back down this morning here a little bit lower, but not much though. Very, markets come in very quiet here today on a Monday. All right. I think it's like all's quiet. I think the bigger picture here is like what's going on in Iran, what's going on in the rest of in that part of the world, because that's what's going to make a difference. And so far, we bomb the hell out of everybody, and the markets still sit up at the highs, but the Qs don't. Okay, so remember that. All right, so CRWV a little bit lower here this morning. D-Dog, I see, is a little bit lower here too. D-Dog coming back down on the 2 hour. Looks like it had to try to get it going here on Friday at the end of the day, and then it's been nothing but downside since there. All right, so 252.83. Looks like we're going to be down about $3 and change. It's really not much going there either. And then Salesforce, yo. All right, yo, you know how to play the yo-yo, Duncan? Look at this thing. This is garbage in the greatest way it could be. All right, so 193 a little lower here, going to be inside day. No, actually, we're going to be taking day down on Salesforce. All right, so keep an eye on those stocks. SAP, Net, Oracle. Where is Oracle? Made that move, man. Got up to 159. And here she is right back down to that 148 support level. I think I was at 147. We're right here. All right, here we are, right back. All right, so if you bought Oracle last week thinking, oh, yeah, this thing's going to 200, no, it's right back to where the support level was. And let's see if it can hold there. All right, so focusing really closely on energy. All right, definitely the energy stocks are strong. I mean, we can smell the inflation all over the place, and we'll see what happens there. Okay, but it's quiet, and they're not showing us anything this morning. All right, so I think that my utilities. I made another video for you guys over the weekend. I hope you got to see it because these things have moved. All right. From when I first talked about it on the 7th of August, they have all exponentially moved up. I shouldn't say all, but there's a very good handful, and I went through those on Saturday. And check out the video if you can. All right. So now comes the difficult part with XLU. All right. So when we look at it from from the dailies, right? We had the nice 3-day up, right? Here was the day, right? This was August 7th, okay? And it gave us the 212 the next day. 2 days later, we were 212 up. We made a move to the upside. Okay, big deal, all right? But why did I say not to get into position? Because it's not time to get into position. Because right now, with XLU inside on the month here, okay, with 13 days to go left in the month, I don't know how many days there's left. What do we got? 5, 10, 12. About 12, 11 days, 11 or 12 days left trading in the month here. All right. So this is going to be the tricky part now. All right. And we don't have that. We don't have that. We got that inside week. So this is pivotal. All right. And that's what's going to trigger month. Okay. I know you guys can't see that, but I can flip it over and I can show you on the month. We're looking for that 212 back up on your month. All right. Month is looking good now. All right. So our next move to the upside would be 46.39 on the month. All right. So we wait and see. Wait and see for the week, and then we'll see how this week is going to set up. I like this 212, and then you got to get the 44.66. So we'll see what happens. All right. I think these utilities are going to be better. All right. XLP, you know, it's on the teeter totter, man. It's like last week they were up on, they were riding high in April and they were shot down in May. I mean, this is what's going on with XLP lately. You know, they don't know if they should be protecting or not protecting. But if they're not protecting, then they're not doing anything. So be careful with these still. Until we really, see if this war is going to ramp up. I do think there's going to be more before it gets better. That's for damn sure. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Again, focus on Walmart, focus on Target. Watch for TJ Maxx is going to be reporting too. It's all about consumer spending this week. And we're going to see how that's going to shake out. And then whatever the Fed meetings, they're going to release the minutes, and then maybe we get a clear vision as to where rates are really going to start to go, if they do anything. All right, and don't go chasing waterfalls on ALAB and SanDisk and all this business. They're probably just going to come back down to the support levels and sit there and then wait until those other stocks start to break. And still those Cloudflare, when they start getting cranked to the downside, and that's got to be significant, then it's going to have to be significant for them to push those semis back up. That's all I got to say. Be good.